Listen to the recording and answer the questions. You will hear 4 recordings. You will hear a woman booking a place on a wildlife photography course. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good morning. You've reached the Greenwood Wildlife Center. How can I help?
Hi, I'm interested in signing up for the wildlife photography course you're offering next month.
Sure. I'll just take a few details to register you. First, can I have your full name, please?
Yes, it's Clara Emerson. That's Emerson.
Great, Clara Emerson. And what's your email address?
It's clarae87@gmail.com.
Thanks. And a contact phone number?
It's 0779-365-8412.
Okay, got that. Now, we offer a few different course dates. Do you have a preferred start date?
Yes, the 12th of July, if there's still space.
Perfect. That one's still available. And finally, how would you describe your experience level? Beginner, intermediate, or advanced?
I'd say beginner. I've done some basic photography, but nothing with wildlife yet.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 6 to 10.
Let me tell you a bit more about how the course works. Classes take place on Saturday and Sunday mornings from 9 to 11:30, so they don't take up your whole weekend. During the course, you'll go on 2 field trips, one to the forest reserve and one to the local wetlands, where you'll have the chance to photograph water birds in their natural habitat. Now, as for equipment, you'll need to bring your own digital camera, of course, and we do ask that everyone brings a zoom lens if they have one. It makes it much easier to capture animals without disturbing them. At the end of the course, each student will prepare a photo exhibition, which will display at the visitor center. It's a nice way to celebrate what you've learned. Finally, the total cost is £120. That includes all materials and the transport for the field trips.
That sounds fantastic. I'll definitely sign up.
Great. I'll send you a confirmation email shortly.
You will hear a guide talking to a group of visitors about a wildlife park. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen and answer questions 11 to 16.
Welcome to Greenwood Wildlife Park. Before you head off on your visit around Greenwood Wildlife Park, I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about some of the facilities and features you'll find here. You'll see a map in front of you, and as I describe each location, you can follow along. We're standing right now at the main entrance, and directly ahead of you is the visitor centre. This is your first stop if you need maps, information about feeding times, or any assistance during your visit. There's also a small gift shop inside where you can pick up souvenirs, guidebooks, and educational materials. Now, let's begin our walk. Starting from the visitor centre, if you take the path to the right, you'll come to our animal nursery. That's at point 12 on your map. This is one of the most popular areas in the park, especially for families with young children. Here, you'll find a range of baby animals, lambs, piglets, ducklings, all housed in a warm, quiet space where visitors can watch feeding sessions or learn about how these animals are cared for. Staff are on hand throughout the day to answer questions, and occasionally, children can interact gently with some of the animals under supervision. From there, continue further along the path, heading slightly downward and to the right, and you'll reach a much larger area, the Animal Enclosures, marked as number 14. This section is home to some of our larger and more exotic residents, including deer, wild boar, and even wallabies. Raised walkways allow you to get a good view while maintaining a safe distance. Keep your eyes peeled. Some of the animals are excellent at hiding in the trees. Now, let's go back to the visitor centre for a moment. If you head in the opposite direction, towards the left, you'll soon reach the café, which is at point 13. It's a great place to take a break with both indoor and outdoor seating. We serve hot and cold drinks, sandwiches, and light meals, including vegetarian options. The cafe is open from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. and there's also a water refill station just outside. Just beyond the cafe is our playground area, marked 15 on the map. You'll notice there are 2 circles labelled 15 because we actually have 2 adjacent play zones, one for toddlers and another for older children. Both are equipped with climbing frames, swings, and soft surfaces to ensure safety. Nearby benches make it easy for parents to sit and supervise. Now, if you continue southwards past the playgrounds, following the path along the edge of the lake, you'll eventually reach the bird hide, located at point 16. This quiet, sheltered hut gives you a perfect view over the lake and the surrounding reeds, where many local bird species nest. We've recently installed new information panels here so you can identify what you're seeing. Don't worry if you're not an expert. Just enjoy the peaceful atmosphere and keep your eyes open for kingfishers, herons, and the occasional swan. That covers the main highlights. We also have other features around the park, like the picnic areas and the hedge maze, but those aren't shown on this section of the map. If you have time after your main tour, feel free to explore further. Remember, the park closes at 6 p.m. and last entry to the enclosures is at 5:30. Please make sure you give yourself enough time to get back to the exit. Enjoy your visit.
Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Before we finish, I'll just highlight a few activities you might want to take part in while you're here. At the Animal Nursery, children can watch feeding sessions, which take place at 11 a.m., 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. every day. It's a great opportunity to learn more about how we care for the baby animals. And for those who'd like to get a bit closer, we also offer a chance to handle some of the gentler animals, such as rabbits or chicks, with supervision, of course. If you're in need of a break, the cafe is a lovely spot to buy refreshments, from coffees and cakes to sandwiches and ice cream. You can sit outside if the weather's nice and enjoy the view of the nearby gardens. For something quieter, head to the bird hide, where you can watch local and migrating birds in their natural setting. The hide is designed to be as unobtrusive as possible, so please do try to keep noise to a minimum. And finally, don't forget to stop by the visitor centre before you leave. Alongside useful information, you'll find a small shop where you can buy souvenirs. Everything from postcards and soft toys to eco-friendly water bottles and books about the park's wildlife.
You will hear two students, Marco and Sarah, discussing a presentation they did on renewable energy. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
So, how do you think the presentation went, Sarah?
Honestly, better than I expected. I think choosing renewable energy as our topic really helped.
Yeah, it's something we both care about, so we were motivated. I know the tutor gave us a list, but I'm glad we went with our own idea.
Same here. I think it showed in how we delivered it.
The only issue, I think, was in the early stages. Remember how we couldn't agree on how to start it?
Oh yes, we spent ages just discussing the structure. Once we got past that, things moved more quickly.
During my part on wind energy, I found it surprising how much it's grown in the last decade. I mean, the numbers were way higher than I'd thought.
Yeah, that was interesting. I learned a lot researching public attitudes, how people are actually more supportive of renewables than I'd assumed.
In terms of presenting, I liked the way we alternated. Like you'd do one slide, then I'd take the next.
Yeah, it kept things flowing. I was worried I'd get nervous, but switching made it easier.
So, what would you do differently next time?
Honestly, keep the visuals simpler. Some of our slides had too much text, and maybe run through it a couple more times before the day.
Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
What do you think about solar energy?
It's great that it's become more affordable now. That used to be the main drawback.
True. And wind energy? Well, we both noticed how it depends so much on location and weather, right?
Some areas it's fantastic, in others not so reliable.
Biofuels? I still think they're a bit controversial. People aren't sure whether they're truly sustainable.
And hydroelectricity, while it's effective, I think more research is needed on its environmental effects, especially in sensitive ecosystems.
You will hear a lecturer giving a talk on wildlife in urban environments. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
In today's lecture, we're going to explore how wildlife is adapting to urban environments. While cities might seem like unlikely habitats, many species, such as raccoons and foxes, have learned not only to survive, but to thrive in built-up areas. Urban environments provide a surprising range of food sources. Animals often feed on waste from bins or scraps left in parks. Insects and fruit trees also provide essential nutrition. Interestingly, animals living in cities tend to show reduced fear of humans, which allows them to explore areas they would normally avoid. They may even alter their activity patterns, becoming more nocturnal to avoid interaction with people. Some urban birds have adapted in unique ways. For example, many now sing at night to avoid competing with traffic noise during the day. Contrary to expectation, cities may also offer better shelter. Buildings, bridges, and abandoned structures provide safe nesting places and protection from predators. That said, urban life has its challenges. There's often a shortage of natural vegetation, and animals must contend with both noise and light pollution. Still, urban wildlife has proven beneficial for humans. Encounters with nature have been shown to reduce stress levels and support emotional well-being. So what can be done to support this coexistence? Well, creating more green spaces is key. But beyond that, we need to involve communities in the planning process to ensure cities work for both humans and animals.